Hello and welcome to Matt's Mosh Pit, and tonight I'm going to be checking out Light Can Only Shine in the Darkness by Lord of the Lost and Within Temptation. But before I get started, I just want to say thank you so much for all the love and support you've shown me and my channel so far. It truly means a lot, and I could not do this without you. And that was a tongue twister. I'm not sure if I can say it again. But anyway, we are going to be checking out Light Can Only Shine in the Darkness by Lord of the Lost and Within Temptation. By the way, this is the only way I can remember to say things because I have to go boom, boom. Like there's a certain cadence to it. So I'm probably not going to say it again. But anyway, that's how I do it. That's how I remember the titles. It's like a boom, boom, boom. So anyway, Lord of the Lost. I believe this is, I feel like it's like the fourth single from their new album, Opus Noir Volume 1. And I love Lord of the Lost, as you guys know. I'm a self-proclaimed Lostie at this point. I haven't had an official Lostie call me a Lostie, so I don't know if I can self-proclaim it or do I have to be like initiated somehow in the world of the Losties. Anyway, I love Lord of the Lost. I'm 100% going to be checking out, Opus Noir Volume 1. And I said it in the past, I love the fact that it's Volume 1 because there are 3 volumes, and that just means more Lord of the Lost for the world to embrace. So I love all of that. The one thing I do want to highlight, though, is, and I mentioned this in another video, I have no idea who picks like when songs get delivered versus when the album release date is, because there's some bands that just like they'll put out a song like every other week and then the album comes out, which on one end is fantastic because each song gets you in the vibe and the mood, and then you're like, yeah, instant gratification because I get the album just within a week or so. I do love that. But in a weird sort of way, if you kind of have a hobby of doing reactions, and I kind of do them in batches, but it just seems like they hit you. And as soon as you do one, then another song comes out and you're like, now I'm like behind, it's a whole like trying to catch up kind of game. So that part is a little bit weird and bothersome from this particular situation. But as a fan, I do appreciate the fact that they're just like pummeling us with new songs and then the album is right around the corner. So I do appreciate that. So unlike there are some other bands, which I mentioned in a previous video or another video, that they put out a single and then like 6 months later they put out another single and then like 6 months later they put out another. So like 5 years later you have a full album. So I do appreciate this style a little bit better. As far as Within Temptation goes, I haven't really covered them much on this channel. I did see them live. I saw them open up for Iron Maiden in 2022, and I love them. Like, I loved their performance, and so it did make me go back and do a deep dive on them. It's not fair from a perspective of this channel because I really couldn't do any reactions. I think I might only have 1 or 2 Within Temptation reactions on this channel, and it's because I actually went and did a huge deep dive shortly after that show. So I'm very familiar with Within Temptation, and I thoroughly enjoy them. So when I could see Within Temptation and Lord of the Lost all in the same song, it's going to be good. You just know it's going to be good. And one thing I think is kind of funny is I think Lord of the Lost, I found them because they opened up for Iron Maiden. And I also found Within Temptation because I saw them open up for Iron Maiden. So it's a perfect combination for me. So with that being said, let's just get right to the video. And this is Light Can Only Shine in the Darkness by Lord of the Lost and Within Temptation. So here we go, folks.
Without you, I'll be heartless. Oh, but I can only shine in the darkness, in the darkness.
found what I'd lost in the shadows. Ooh, from night to day, your absence of light will keep me safe.
Allied and high and low, allied in love and woe. Without you, I'll be heartless. Oh, I can only shine in the darkness. Without you.
Okay, folks, I probably shouldn't be admitting this, but this song kind of reminds me, when I was in college, I was trying to go for this like whole starving artist kind of situation. And personality wise, I'm not that person. Like I've always been kind of happy go lucky, for lack of better terms. But I was like, I remember when I was in college and I was like purposely trying to walk around the campus just looking all moody and like I had something really going on, like something serious going on in my head, because I figured that just kind of looked cool, because you see it in movies and videos and stuff like this. And I just wanted to be that guy who was like, life is tough, that kind of thing. And even though like in college, I think everybody's extra broke and probably every drama is more inflated and all that kind of stuff. So everybody in a weird sort of way has a right to do that. I've just never had that personality. And so it didn't last long, but I was literally trying to put on like really, really sad music in my headphones. And I was just trying to like look like I had this vibe going for me, and it just didn't work. But it's working for this girl here, and I don't know where the song is going to go, but looking at her, I was like, that's the vibe I was going for in college, but I just couldn't pull it off. So anyway, now I'm here.
I'll be heartless. Oh, I can only shine in the darkness. I'm not the world. Oh, I can only shine. I can only shine in the darkness. Sweet as bitter taste, imperfect grace in the chaos. Oh, two poles apart, fire and spark and brightest dawn. Allied in high and low, allied in love and woe. Without you, I'll be heartless. Oh, I can only shine in the darkness. Without you, I'll be heartless. Oh, I can only shine in the darkness. I am not the world. Oh, I can only shine. I can only shine in the dark.
I love Chris's harsh vocals. They're just so awesome. That dude can sing anything, folks.
Without you, I'd be heartless. Oh, I can only shine in the darkness. Without you, I'll be heartless. Oh, I can only shine in the darkness. I am not the world. Oh, I can only shine. I can only shine in the darkness. Oh, I can only shine. I can only shine in the darkness. In the darkness.
Okay, well, there you have it, folks. That was Light Can Only Shine in the Darkness by Lord of the Lost and Within Temptation. And okay, so I really, really enjoyed the song, and I know it's very selfish of me, but I am going to see Lord of the Lost in January, or at least they're coming to my area, so I can see them. And every time I've been hearing like the new songs, I'm like, oh man, that's going to be awesome live. How are they going to do this live? So I was thinking about that, and this is just my take, folks. I think Sharon did an amazing job, vocals, all that kind of stuff. So she's definitely needed on the track itself. But when bands do things live, like I know it's not going to be Lord of the Lost and Within Temptation at that show. So then it's kind of like, what do? You have the opportunity of, you can either pipe in her vocals on a track and then he can sing along with them. Me personally, and Chris, if you're out there watching this, what I would do is forget the backing track and just sing the song straight, because I think sung strictly just by Chris alone, this song would still be amazing and it would just be great. Like you can, change it up a little bit, whatnot, to help out as far as like, I know it's two vocals going into one, whatever. I just think, Chris would own this song even if it was solo. And once again, this is not a slight to Sharon. I'm just talking straight logistics about it, performing it live. That's just what I would do. Like, I think it could even be done, start off a little a cappella, something like that, go into the band playing, all that there's too many things going on in my head at this point, folks. But anyway, I absolutely love the song. And very, very excited for Opus Noir Volume 1. It's just I've loved everything that I've heard so far from it, and it's going to be great. And I like the fact that they have certain guests and stuff on it. So very, very excited for that. It makes me even more excited to see them live in January. And so, yeah, once again, Chris, if you are watching, thank you for all you do. I love your band. And when I see you in January, feel free and do this song solo without the piped in, Sharon section. That's just my thoughts. You can do it either way and it's going to be awesome, but that's just my thoughts. Folks, now's the time to let me know your thoughts. What do you think the same thing I do, or am I completely off the mark? And I won't be offended if I'm off the mark. Just let me know. I do ask that people be respectful in the comments. So you can say, I respectfully think you're off the mark here. That's just the one thing I do want to point out. And I'm very thankful, I should mention it. I'm very thankful that, this channel is almost 2 years old now. And I've put out a bunch of videos, and I can say this, that I have really only had like 1 or 2 negative comments. And I don't think it's not necessarily me, but I mean, it just shows how awesome you guys are and respectful you guys are. And I love that. Like I always hear stories about people just getting crushed in the comments and all this kind of stuff. But you guys have been amazing. You've been very respectful, and that's what I love. And I really just hope that, like, even if you disagree with somebody, it's perfectly fine to disagree. Just be respectful about it. I'm very thankful that so far my audience has been respectful. And I'm sure there's a lot of things you guys could crush me on, but you've been very friendly and nice, and I do appreciate that. I wanted to highlight that. With that being said, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.